Hey guys, this is Press here, and I'm going to be going over the best level 7 REQs to use this week. And starting off with loadout weapons, I'm still going to use the Sound Dampener BR. As I mentioned in the previous video, I like it for a lot of reasons. And SMG wise, I'm going to use the Sound Dampener SMG. The Sound Dampener on the SMG is going to have the same benefits that it yields on the BR, so it's a very devastating and versatile combo to have both the SMG and the BR with Sound Dampeners. You're going to be able to be pretty powerful in close range and in long range engagements. And that sums up the loadout weapons. Next, I'm going to move on to the REQs, and I'm going to start off with the Oni tank. Now, I'm not a big fan of the level 6 tanks. They're alright, but they're good in a few situations. But the Oni tank, on the other hand, is a whole different animal. This thing is going to have a twice as fast rate of fire, a way faster velocity, and a lot more armor than the regular 6 tanks. Now, this thing is going to be really useful in killing those bosses in a very quick time because it has an insane amount of DPS. It's going to be even good at slaying if you're in the right positioning and have teammates supporting you. You know, like a camo or a noob combo can be a threat, but as long as you're in the right positioning, this thing can do a lot of damage. And overall, this is going to be a very good REQ if it's used right by the driver. Next, I'm going to move on to one of my personal favorites, and that is the Hannibal Manus. The Hannibal Manus is going to do insane amounts of damage on anything on the map. It's going to be really good against people. It's going to be really good against vehicles, really good against bosses. This thing is going to melt anything it shoots at, and it's quicker than a tank, and I think it can get around a lot easier than a tank. And Hannibal Manus is definitely one of my favorites because its weapons are a lot more long range than the regular Manuses. I feel like its main turret is going to be able to hit those long range like aerial vehicles and do a lot of damage. And then if they get close to you, the lock-on missiles will absolutely damage those aerial vehicles. I think the Hannibal Manus is one of the best anti-aerial vehicles in the game because if any Banshee, Phaeton, or Wasp gets close to you, they will be punished. And I definitely love using those Hannibal Manuses, and that sums them up. Now I'm going to move on to the Temple Banshee, and this is a lot more quicker and more agile variant than the other Banshees. And it's also very devastating in that it can shoot while it is dashing. So this is going to be very useful in those dogfights you have with other aerial vehicles such as Banshees and Phaetons. You're going to be able to boost and start shooting them with, like it's either its turret or its Banshee bombs. And the other opponents, if they're in different Banshees, they're not going to have that ability to do it while you're boosting. So it can definitely help you win those, aerial gunfights. And then it's also going to allow you to actually shoot the fastest Banshee bombs because you can, fully boost up, do your flip, and then shoot the bomb across the map. Now, I'm not nearly that good at this. Not nearly as good as, someone like Spliced. But it is there. It is for those really experienced Banshee pilots. And I definitely think this thing is really good at slaying and even better than the Ultra at slaying. But next, I'm going to talk about the Banshee Ultra and why this thing is really devastating. Now, I think the Banshee Ultra is a little bit better for Warzone and just competitive games because it is going to do a lot more damage on bosses than the Temple Banshee. The Temple Banshee just shoots a regular Banshee bomb, but the Ultra, shoots that lasting effect bomb. And for boss killing, where you need that final damage, if you keep on shooting those lingering bombs onto a boss, it is going to do so much DPS and damage on it that you're a lot more likely to finish off the boss. So I think calling those in at the most sweaty absolute games is necessary. Like those Banshee Ultras can easily win games for you, and I think that is like probably the best vehicle in the game you can call in. Next, I'm going to move on to the power weapon REQs, starting off with the Spanker Prime. Now this is a hugely versatile weapon, as we all know. First off, it's going to do a lot of damage to those aerial vehicles because it locks on, and they'll have no idea that you're locking on. It has an insane velocity speed that we all know. So when you shoot that missile, it is going to zoom across the map and hit your target like nearly instantly. It's not as fast as a laser, but it's nearly as fast as a laser. And Spanker Prime is truly going to help your team take out those aerial vehicles out of the air. Now, the next thing that this thing is really good at is in bases, inside of tight, corridors. So if you're in a fortress, if you're in an armory, if you're in a garage, and you either want to attack it or defend it, it's going to work both ways. This is definitely one of the best weapons to defend or attack because, it's so good at close range. Rockets are really good at close range if you're in the right positioning. So this thing is a monster at slaying infantry, and it's a monster at slaying, vehicles. Lastly, I'm going to move on to everyone's basically, favorite power weapon, and this is the Norn Thing, the one-shot sniper, And the Norn Thing, really, we all know it's just amazing. There's nothing really bad about it unless you're giving it to the other team. You can set up anywhere in the map. You can set up with just get in the power positions of the map and hold it down with the Norn Thing. It is going to give you 16 one-shot kill bullets, and the only thing you got to be really cautious about is a camo, or like another rocket launch like an Avictorian or a Whiplash that's going to try to sneak up on you and grab that Norn Thing. So usually, here's the tip I recommend if you're going to call in a Norn Thing. I recommend that you call in either at your home base or a really safe armory or middle base, and just stay around that middle base, for 2 minutes, or if you're level 9, just a minute, and get a camo with that Norn Thing. If you have a camo Norn Thing, you're going to be able to, go across the map, get to your power position, and, stay camo while you're sniping people across the map, and they won't be able to find you. And it's really a devastating wreck and come in handy in the sweatiest games possible. And I think this sums up this level 7 Rex video. And I know a lot of people like the Delta and the Gavel, but I don't think those come too in handy on a sweaty game. I really don't. I think those are more fun Rex to use on non-sweaty games. And I will see you guys next week on the best level 8 Rex to use. And I hope you enjoyed, and see you then.